Can you guys hear me? Hi, Luz, can you hear me? Okay. Sorry, my microphone on the computer was muted. I'll start again. Happy Saturday and welcome to the Ramashram Satsang Weekend Workshop, where you will learn a modern Satsang method for obtaining peace, light, and love in your life. My name is Shivangi, and I will be introducing the facilitator for today's event. But first, I would like to give you a brief overview to this Satsang session. If you direct your attention to the screen, you will see that the first element is Satsang. Satsang is a scientific method whereby we may obtain peace, light, and love in our lives. It requires no physical skill, spiritual accomplishment, or meditation experience to begin this practice. Satsang consists of two words, Sat and Sang. Sat means positive energy, and Sang means to be with or to be in the presence of. Therefore, the word satsang means to be in the presence of positive energy. The next element is meditation. Meditation is an important part of satsang. When we meditate, our consciousness is drawn from worldly objects and directed inward to focus on a single thought. In doing so, our minds become calm and our thoughts become pure, leading us to higher states of consciousness such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. Inner orientation. There are two types of satsangs, inner satsang and outer satsang. An example of outer satsang would be chanting or attending pilgrimages. When we practice outer satsang, we have the potential to change our behavior, but it is only through the practice of inner satsang can we obtain higher states of consciousness, such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. This is the type of satsang we will learn today, where we meditate in silence. Group sessions. These weekend workshops are structured for group participation. When we meditate as a group, our focus is improved and our personal progress along our spiritual path is expedited. By regularly attending these weekend workshops, the benefits of group participation are amplified. Joy and inner happiness. All beings wish to experience joy. Joy is the eternal longing of the soul, but it is only through the practice of inner satsang can we obtain a joyous state. Each time we practice satsang, our inner happiness gradually increases, ultimately culminating in a state of joy that we experience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Next, the agenda of today's session consists of three parts: the informative session, the practice session, and the interactive session. During the informative session, a lecture will be given about a satsang topic, our founder, or some relevant spiritual topic. During the practice session, instructions on how to meditate will be given, followed by a brief period of practice. During the interactive session, you will have the opportunity to ask questions or there will be a panel discussion. And now, I would like to introduce the facilitator for today's event. He has over 40 years of satsang experience. He is the grandson of Guru Maharaj, the founder of Ramashram Satsang Mathura. He was born into a satsang family where he has witnessed his family members obtaining states of enlightenment and live lives of peace, light, and love. At an early age, he began traveling with the mission throughout India, facilitating satsangs. During that time, he witnessed the positive effects that satsang could have on mankind. Upon arriving in the United States, both he and his wife continued to facilitate satsangs for local satsangis. He has led teams of satsang members in translating important satsang literature into English and has worked tirelessly to make satsang more accessible to Western and English speaking audiences. He currently travels throughout the United States, India, and England facilitating satsangs while maintaining his duties as a husband, a father, and an IT executive. Today, he will teach us a rare and ancient form of satsang as taught by a Guru Maharaj. Mr. Sanjeev ji is traveling right now. He is in India, but we will be playing a video now. And the Substack newsletter that goes out has shown us that this video is receiving a lot of likes and downloads. So this video is about revisiting the concept of five steps to inner peace. So Yuan, if you can start the video.
People do ask me that when there are such toxic people and deeply disturbing situations, how can you be at peace? And I think that is an important thing to understand. Like, is there a way in which we can be with toxic people, or even like ordinary people sometimes do some things which shatters our inner peace? So how do we tackle that? So I personally feel that to tackle that and to understand that, we need to redefine personal progress. Our progress should not be measured in how much we have or who we are or what we have achieved in life. It should be how we react to these situations. Am I able to tackle tough people, tough situations, and still handle your inner peace, your inner poise, your inner strength, your inner happiness is not affected by day-to-day ups and downs that we encounter? Let's try to break this down. So first thing is, I would like to take a model that was described probably thousands of years ago in the Upanishads. It's a 5-step process to lasting, and it's like if we have to achieve the ocean of peace, where we are at peace, everybody around us gets affected by it, and they achieve peace as well. How do we achieve that state? So let's take it's like 5 steps or 5 realms, and at the top of the 5 realms is that destination where you have almost unchanging, everlasting, deep sense of inner peace. So let's take an example of how we all perceive and react to various situations in life. So my father used to take an example where somebody found a person lying on the ground. Basically, the person got hit by a rock and fell flat and was unconscious. So one person who was himself drunk, he looked at the person and said, must have, had too much to drink. Then another person walks by who stole something and was running, and he looked at this person and was like, this person must have stolen something and was trying to run away and, fell down. And then the third person, who was a sage, looked at this person, and compassion and care and all that kicked in and came over to help this person. So 3 people, same situation, reaction is totally different. Why? So there is outer world has events, and inner world has inner states. So every person reacts to the outer event through their inner states, and these inner states could be in one of the 5 levels. So at the lower level, like the realm of the world, where basically the focus is on me, me, me. Eat, drink, and be merry. This is purely materialistic lifestyle where you don't have time for others. So if at the lower level, person looks at a person who needs help, would say, well, somebody got in trouble, they're responsible for it, and I got to do my duty or my important meeting or other things, and I need to focus on myself and would not really care. On the second realm, the reaction would change a little, and the reaction might be, oh, I would like to help if I didn't have this other important thing to do. And there is a little more empathy and compassion, but the end result is not much different. So that's the realm of life where you have probably changed your direction to look towards peace, light, and love, but it's just a step in that direction. You haven't really achieved any real sense of change yet. And then in the realm of mind, where mind control, meditation, looking inwards becomes a little deeper, here the person would have empathy and care in a genuine way, but it's still not unconditional. It's still not developed to a point where giving becomes a real nature. Here, it's almost like 50-50, where you see a situation, you see a person who needs help. Mentally, you would be in a place to help. But again, your logic and your thought processes will also tell you why you can only do that much, because there are things that you need to take care of, etc. So empathy, care is evolving, and you have gotten to the next stage. Fourth realm and fifth realm, which I call the realm of knowledge or realm of light, where somebody has suddenly realized that they now understand how everybody else's health, happiness affects theirs. The environment, the nature, has a very integral impact on us. So understanding that in the realm of knowledge, your reaction to things would be that you have to take care of those things first, of people around you. So you now are moving towards giving more than taking. You are stepping towards unconditional love, care, and empathy that you never had before. In the realm of love, it multiplies, it's infectious. It is where if some person is in trouble, you would forget about what is important to you. You would focus on helping that person. And I saw in Satsang, the leaders, the mentors, the people who have really taken Satsang to be integral part of their life, and they achieved that lasting inner peace and light and love, were able to help thousands and thousands and thousands of people, in most cases without really affecting their livelihood or their approach to life. So when you start giving more, it actually enriches your world in many, many, many ways. So just realizing that is realm of knowledge. Implementing that is realm of love. So in these 5 steps, basically, you not only progress yourself through these stages, through satsang, to the ocean of peace, but you achieve this light and love in the process that really enriches your life, your environment, and your community. And giving and unconditional love becomes an integral part of your personality. That I would call personal progress. So achieving inner peace is stepping through a process through which you become a more mature, a more giving, basically a person who has an abundance of light, which is knowledge, love, which is care and compassion, and peace, which is something that first you achieve and then you share with others.
Hello, everyone. There are few people who have attended this before, but there are some new ones too. So as Eddie was saying, and thanks, Eddie, for getting us started here, we will just talk about an interesting topic. A lot of questions asked, like, how do you stay positive in toxic surroundings? So we'll talk a little bit about that. And then this is a guided meditation, not breathing, not like you meditate while guidance is given. It just comes, the guidance comes, a set of instructions. And after that, you transition in with music, and then there is deep meditation in silence. That's the core of this session. And after the meditation, everyone interacts in terms of any questions, any observations, sharing of how things have been going. What I would suggest is that let's get through the practice and then describe how we meditate. And while we're talking about how do we stay positive in various different circumstances, I'll talk about some of the concepts that we utilize here, and then we'll open up for more questions, just sharing of things. Idea here is that as we get in, let's step back, relax. The initial part is just to get us in the mode of getting into deep meditation that is coming in 15 minutes. All right. So just step back, relax. This question comes up again and again. And there are some folks here who have asked different versions of this question. So I just thought today, let's tackle this. And there is a simple answer, and then there is a little bit long-winded answer. And I'll try to keep it as short as possible, though. Yuan, I think if we bring that up, do you have the first slide? The question is how to stay positive in toxic surroundings. And I come to the simple answer later, but what we need to understand is that all of us react to things very differently. And sometimes when we are in good state, quote unquote, we react one way. And when we're not in such a good state, we react differently. So there are outer events in the world, and how we react to it differs. And so we need to understand that aspect, and more from a spiritual and vertical progress towards a more peaceful state perspective. So how we react, so there is outer event. We don't have much control on that most of the time, but what we have control on is our internal states. So I picked up some things. So my grandfather started his nonprofit and started sharing publicly what he learned from his guru. And in that process, he wrote lots of books, and he described a 5-step process, which I found that in thousands of years ago, there were Upanishads which described it. But recently I read a book, Power of Focus, written by the authors of the Chicken Soup series. And they also mentioned that progress is vertical while we continue to move horizontally in terms of time, past, present, and future. But if we want to uplift ourselves, we have to progress. And this 5-step process kind of talks about that. So Yuan, if you want to bring that 5-step pyramid, let's talk about that a little bit. So as Yuan is bringing up the 5 steps, the initially, like here, let's think about before we get to the land of deeper peace, we have to cross some quote unquote, this is a map of internal states. So the way you grow spiritually and the way you react changes as you move vertically upwards on this pyramid. So initially, peace is very elusive because we are trying to find that in this world, which world keeps changing. This action reaction continues in a way that we seem to be getting affected very heavily by people and our surroundings. But then when you ground yourself, so I mean, the simple solution is like, can we ground ourselves into strong positive energy? And that's what this whole practice is all about. So what it does is moves you up. And while the initial three realms, there is continual impact on, so while you're growing internally to become more spiritual, more grounded in positive energy, what happens is that it is still frequency, the intensity, and the recovery times continue to reduce as we progress upwards. So how many times you reacted in a way that later on you said, like, why did I do that? How many times the intensity of that reaction and how long were you perturbed? So all that starts to reduce. So what do you do? First, you have to start looking inwards. One step could be like with music, with chanting, with some activity-based meditation, you ground yourself to be more positive. But what we will practice here today is inner meditation, and we'll get to it very quickly. So literally, you are getting to the realm of the mind where you still have clouds of emotion and mind control challenges. But as you practice satsang, what you will find is like even after the first session, your ability to become peaceful, at least for a few moments, that target far more achievable. But later on, you could develop a practice where at 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, you just inculcate some positive energy, induce some positive energy that keeps you grounded positively throughout the day. As you are wrapping up the day, you re-energize. If that cycle continues, one, you're continually uplifting yourself through these steps. But as you move to the fourth realm, that state becomes far more consistent, constant, and more deeper. And that is when better insights come up because your emotions are in control. So your mental faculties, your capabilities in your brain become far more pronounced, focused, and your ability to see things clearly and concentrate on things and get deeper into their meaning, your perception changes drastically. And that leads to the understanding of how we're connected to other people, understanding of how we can actually help others, the deep connection that we already have because we are all conscious beings. So that higher level of consciousness starts to come up in the fifth realm. And all that then leads to this land of amazing peace. So what I would say is that grounding yourself in positive energy, which is what we will practice now, as it gets more and more integrated into your lifestyle, into your day to day, instead of you getting affected by toxic surroundings, you start affecting people with more positive impact. That's the transformation that this pyramid basically talks about. We will talk more after the session. Let's try to practice this and see how much it works. It's very simple, very powerful. For most people, you will see the difference right away. Just to mention that every Saturday, same time, 10 a.m. Eastern, same link works. So you can always join the group because group energy is always helps us. So a positively energized group or a collective positive energy has a far deeper and impact on our own practice. That helps a lot. I think Eddie mentioned that too. So, welcome everyone. Now, let's get into the instructions of how to meditate in silence. So, what we'll do is first close your eyes and observe your body a little bit to see that you're completely relaxed. There is no strain anywhere, and you are in a relaxed position where you can stay still for the next 20, 30 minutes. It is important because the sensory input that comes into the eyes, so closing the eyes stops that. Every time your body moves, your mind moves with it. So we want to stop that as well. So eyes lightly closed, and then observe that you're completely relaxed and you can stay still for the next 15, 20 minutes. Now think of the most positive and uplifting transcendental energy in form of light that's right here, right now with us, in front of us. And that's entering our heart and filling our heart with this energy and this light and enlightening us. And our heart is getting filled with that light. And then from there, this light is traveling throughout our body to every part. Mention this again. So this transcendental energy in form of light is in front of us in form of light, and that light is entering our heart and distributing throughout our body. And we are becoming one with this light. We're getting completely and totally immersed in this light. And hence, we are becoming this energy. It is difficult to stay still and stay on one thought and one thought alone of this light entering our heart and distributing throughout our body, and that we're becoming one with this light. So every time it's natural, the mind will go away and we will realize that it has wandered somewhere else. As soon as you realize, so that's an effort that you have to make, that as soon as you realize that mind has wandered away, bring it back to this thought and this thought alone, that you are in presence of this positive and uplifting transcendental energy, which is in form of light, and that light is entering our heart, enlightening our heart, and that light is then going everywhere to every part of your body, and you're getting completely and totally immersed in this light inside and out. We'll start with music, and then the music will fade away, and then we'll meditate in silence, and then we'll break or transition out from this meditation with music for a few minutes, and then we'll start the interaction and the interactive session. So let's start now.
Hi everyone. Hope you all had a good session. Since Sanjeev ji is traveling, we will close the session now. Unless somebody wants to share their experience from today or want to share something in general. Okay.
Just want to say happy Saturday and thank you so much. This was great.
Hi, Lois. Happy Saturday.
Hi.
Hope everyone's doing well. All right, so we will close for today. Thank you all for joining. Hope you had a good session, and we will see you next time. Thank you. Have a good day.